lot to talk about when it comes to the weather. We got to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. But as of right now, we have some drizzle, at least in our area.
Yeah, got pretty good rain earlier as well. It's going to continue through the night in eastern Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, well, it's moving out pretty quickly. I mean, it's moving at about 50 to 55 miles an hour. Wow. So we had the storms earlier, just didn't last very long. In Oklahoma County and in parts of really all of central Oklahoma, we're seeing pockets of drizzle, some low clouds, and that's keeping visibilities a little bit lower at times. Not a whole lot of fog by any means, but still some, especially where we have the drizzle. We also have our storm trackers out. We've actually got Val and Amy Castor. They're in southwest Oklahoma. And let's take Val shot full screen. And Val, we don't have any storms currently in southwest Oklahoma, but go ahead and give us an update on what you're doing down there.
Yeah, so Cassie, we are in Altus right now, and we are out today as a precaution. The cap is very strong today, and if the cap breaks, then we would definitely have strong storms, possibly severe storms today. But like I said, the cap is very strong, so we are out here just in case the cap breaks and we get storms. We might head just a little bit further west from here. Back to you, Cassie.
All right, thanks so much, Val and Amy. And that's exactly what we've been talking about here for the past several days. The cap, it is there. It's pretty strong today, but we can break it. It's always a possibility. It certainly has happened before, but if it does, Val and Amy, they're going to be all over it. So we're going to watch it just in case. But right now, storms are in eastern Oklahoma on Action Live, and everything is once again moving off to the east very quickly at about 50 miles an hour or so. But we're not done with the moisture just yet, at least here in the metro. We still have pockets of some heavy drizzle, even at times, especially right now, just kind of on the western sides of Guthrie, moving up towards the north, towards Mulhall. We also have some new drizzle kind of forming right around Union City, also in between Dibble and Purcell, and this is also moving to the north and east pretty quickly. So drizzle certainly still a possibility, but all the rain and storms, all the lightning strikes, that is now in far eastern and parts of southeast Oklahoma as well, lifting to the north very quickly, but nothing severe. Here's where Val and Amy Castor are. Again, it's very quiet right now in southwest Oklahoma, and chances are it stays quiet. But there's always that outside chance that something does happen, so they're going to be there just in case. And looking at hail detector, not seeing any more hail. Earlier, we were seeing up to pea-size hail. Did have some reports of that in eastern Oklahoma, but outside of that, it's kind of quiet for now, but still mild despite the cloud cover. This is our Chickasha camera, but of our Lucky Star Sky Chem network, we're at 60 degrees. A south wind right now at 18, wind gust up to 26 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low 60s for most of the state. We still have some upper 60s in the northeast. We're close to 80 degrees right now in Guyman with wind gusts between about 40 to as much as around a little over 50 miles an hour. So very windy out there. And this is just a taste of what is coming overnight in into tomorrow. We're expecting wind gusts between about 50 to as much as around 55 miles an hour, even in parts of the metro. So for now, wind advisory in place, but wouldn't be surprised if this is upgraded to a wind warning as we get into early tomorrow. So we could again expect wind gusts between 50 to 55 in western into central and eventually into northeast Oklahoma. So the wind will be there. And unfortunately, the drought is still very much an issue in western and central Oklahoma, not so much in the southeast, but the fire threat. We're going to be in that extreme category in western into almost basically right along I-35. Now, the farther east you go, it's not going to be as high, but it's still going to be there. So trackers going to be watching that as we get into the day tomorrow. So powerful storm system coming in out of the west. Out ahead of it, we've got a couple of waves moving in, allowing for the rain and storms. For this evening, though, this is pretty much just going to be drizzle in Oklahoma City. In eastern Oklahoma, certainly rain and storms, but overnight and into tomorrow morning, there's just a slight chance we do get some redevelopment of some light rain, possibly some isolated storms in eastern Oklahoma. And if the storms do redevelop off to the east, there is going to be the threat that they could become more low wind severe. We could see hail, maybe some damaging wind. Overnight, temperatures only dropping down into the mid and upper 60s. So eventually, expect temperatures to actually climb. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in the 70s, upper 60s and low 70s in the northwest, but it is going to be extremely windy with blowing dust moving in out of the west and northwest. By Saturday, completely different story. It's still going to be nice outside as far as temperatures are concerned, but a lot less wind in central and eastern Oklahoma. Still breezy out to the west. Sunday warming up, but the wind starts to pick up again, and this time it's out of the north and northeast, eventually trying to shift to the southeast, but between 20 to 30, so windy, but not nearly as blustery as what we're expecting tomorrow. By Monday, we're going to be in the 80s, upper 70s on Tuesday. The rest of next week looking a lot cooler with the chance of rain and storms.